everybody, and welcome to the Helen Winder Show. I'm Helen Winder, and my lovely guest today is Gaye Moore, the Potentialist. Hello, Gaye. Thank you so much for joining me.
Hello, Helen. Thank you for the opportunity.
More than welcome. So, tell our listeners a little bit about yourself, where you come from, and what it is you do.
Well, I'm from Ireland, and I'm currently living in Limerick in the southwest, very close to the coast, which I absolutely love. I have been working in personal development for over 20 years. My mother recently found a book that I bought when I was 16 about how to bring the best out in people. So it's something that I absolutely love and that I just really, really enjoy doing. I work mainly with women entrepreneurs, teaching them how to create a life and a business that they love. And I also teach them how to bring joy into their lives. We as women are so busy looking after everybody else and minding everybody else that sometimes we actually forget about ourselves and about that we actually need some TLC, and it's up to us to give it to us.
That's very true, isn't it? Yes, we buzz around doing so much, and especially when we have family. You know, if we have family, we're in that mode as well, aren't we? Wear a lot of hats. Can you imagine the stack of hats if we wore them all at the same time?
Well, Helen, I have created this system called the work-life blend system because basically most of us look at a list of to-do things, and it's a never-ending list that we never get to the end of it. So what I discovered is we actually have to look at the hats that we're wearing. We have to come out, look at our lives like a helicopter view, and look at all the priority roles that we play in our lives. I mean, are we mothers? Are we partners? Are we daughters? Are we friends? Are we the dog walkers? You know, if we're in business, we have 3 different hats. We have the marketing hat, the income generating hat, and the admin hat. So, I mean, it's just to look at all those hats and all those priority roles, decide which is the most important and slot time in for that. And, you know, rather than looking at a never-ending list that we never get to the end of, and then we beat ourselves up because we're not getting there.
Yeah, I fully understand that one.
Yeah.
It's certainly starting to ring some bells with me already, and we've only just started talking. I love it. So how, you know, obviously your interest in the personal development, as you said, your mum found a book that you purchased when you were younger. How,
Yeah.
you know, how did that come about? How did the interest come about? Was it just there naturally, or was it something that you sort of realized over time?
Well, I was brought up in County Monaghan, which is a rural county in Ireland, and my dad and mother had a shop that they worked in 7 and 8 days, or 7 days a week, and it felt like 8 days because of the amount of hours that they were doing. And I got to meet so many people from a very, very young age, and I just loved the interaction with people and people watching. I mean, I've been doing it all my life. Then when I was like 10, 11, 12, I used to read magazines my mother bought, and I would see the term life coach. Now, I'm 52. That was about 40 years ago, and at that time, the term life coach was a really unusual term. However, because I'd been in retail with my parents since I was very, very young, I just loved the whole concept of helping people, interacting with people, watching people, seeing how they ticked, and I just really, really loved it. And then when I was about 15 or 16, I started to read books on it, get more involved. However, my career took me into retailing rather than coaching. And then when I was in the retail, after being in the retail industry for about 20 years, I went back to my first love, which was coaching, and gave up my business and went back to college.
Okay. It's interesting, isn't it, how these interests sort of come about, and how we sort of sometimes go back to our original sort of draw, don't we? It's quite interesting. I find that part really fascinating.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you hear people saying, like, if it makes your heart sing, do it, which is true. I love coaching. and it's also something that I would do forever and ever for free. You know,
Yes,
I just love helping people. You know, and it's great to be able to make a career out of it now as well. You know,
definitely.
now that I've got my branding and my marketing and all the rest of it. So it's part of the three hats of being like an income generator, a marketeer, and an admin person, trying to combine them all together.
Definitely, yeah. How do you engage with your clients? Do you meet on a one-to-one, or do you use Skype, or do you go into their places of work? How does the process start?
It depends on what people want, Helen. I have been Skyping with international clients for the last couple of weeks in Australia, the UK, Canada, the USA, Europe. I also meet people here in Ireland on a one-to-one, and I can also go into the workplace if that's what people want, as group sessions. I
Hmm.
also run group days. I run mastermind days. You know, I run a very successful women in business networking group here that includes mentoring. I've been running that for the last 6 years. So whatever people need, I can do. However, I do find the online presence is growing. I mean, it's just amazing to be able to work with and connect to clients from all over the world.
It's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? Now technology and social media and the people like who we connect with, like ourselves. That's how we connected, isn't it? It's fascinating.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the social media just opens up a whole new world of meeting new people, connecting with new people, finding like-minded entrepreneurs. You know, it's just really, really great to connect with people.
Definitely, and at the end of the day, that's how we grow our network and that's how we grow our businesses.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
So do you work with obviously individuals and mainly ladies, or would you work with a company and go in and assist them?
Yeah, I'm currently working with a company at the moment under a change management system. It's a company that has introduced an awful lot of change in the last 6 months, and its employees are having difficulty dealing with it, and a new person then has been employed as a manager, and because they have landed into this company after a lot of change, she needs help in getting to getting on with the employees, working with them. Yeah, so I work in companies as well. Change management, people hate change, Helen.
Mm,
They absolutely hate it, even for their own good, and they know it is, they still absolutely hate it because it brings fear and uncertainty. So what I would work with clients is helping them see like how they can take ownership of the change, you
yeah.
know, and how it's that when they have control of it, they feel much safer, they may feel much more at home, and they're able to tackle it then.
Yes, changes it. It's an important word, but it can be a very scary one.
Yeah, very scary, and we get so used to living our lives as they are at the moment, and we're so busy and there's so much happening that we feel safe in this busyness and feel safe in this, you know, kind of climate. And then if one little change is introduced, it kind of upsets the whole apple cart, and we kind of say, now, how am I going to deal with that? That's another thing to be dealt with. This is crazy. I can't do it. So the key is kind of to try and step back and look at the overall thing and see how, like, if the change can be of benefit to you.
Yeah, I get that fully, and also if you think about it as women in business as well, when we've got so many different hats, we get very used to our comfort zone and our routine. That if change comes in, it can really upset the apple cart, can't it?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And it means you're going on autopilot when you're in a routine. Do you know what I mean? So you
Yes.
get up, you go to work, you take the meat out of the freezer, da 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 da, you know. And but like change can be challenging, but it can also be absolutely wonderful because it can get you to think outside your comfort zone
Mhm.
and actually question, right, is this the way that I really want to live my life? Is this the way that I want things to happen? And if the answer is no, then you can create the change yourself, you know, or you can adapt to it, you know. Because every challenge and every change should be looked as an opportunity to improve your life.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's rather than looking at it with the fearful, the what's the word? The flight. What's it? The flight mode. No, fight or flight. There we are. I got that. Rather than looking at it with that, it's look at it actually with a different view, and I wonder what could be beyond that change. Where will it lead? And I suppose you would help people to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, nobody is saying that it's easy, because it's not, and life is constantly changing, and like I'm constantly working on myself, constantly adapting to new things, you know, because sometimes people are challenged by my positivity and my trying to go forward. Like I even had a connection with somebody this morning who said, like, life isn't always like that, and I said, yes, I agree. However, I constantly keep working on myself. I never actually say, yes, I'm here, it's perfect right now. Nobody's saying it's easy, but it is worth it working on it. One of my coaching lecturers years ago used to always say that if your intentions are pure, you can do no wrong. And I absolutely believe that. And he also used to say, look, if we can look at every challenge as an opportunity to learn and grow, it helps make it easier, you know, if the change is challenging.
Yes. Yeah, I fully agree with you on that, absolutely. So obviously in business, you're where you are. You obviously had a change from retail back into coaching. Has the journey been smooth, or has there been a few lumps and bumps and roadworks?
Oh, loads of lumps and bumps and roadworks. Loads of it. A lot of stopping and starting, and like I separated 4 years ago, so that was a huge bump, and it dented my confidence absolutely. But yeah, no, it's fantastic. I love what I do. It's been worth every lump and bump. It's been worth, like, basically I have to have belief in myself that I'm able to do this, that I love doing this, that I'm making an impact and helping people. So yeah, it's a constant challenge to believe in yourself as a coach. Plus, as a coach, you have to live it, you know. So there's no point in me telling people how everything is wonderful and all the rest of it if I'm not prepared to work on myself. You know?
Yes.
So people can see that I'm, you know, life isn't always plain sailing for me, but I do the best that I absolutely can with the knowledge that I have from where I am at any particular day or moment. So, I mean, I'm being authentic, you know. I'm not perfect. I really like helping people. And, you know, I've just been true to me, Helen, which is I think, is a great thing to be able to say to live your life.
That's very important, isn't it? Because if we live as if we're on a stage all the time, that moment when you step down, it could hit you really hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean, when I left the bridal industry, because that's the retail area I was in, I was thinking about it for 2 years, and people told me you were mad and why you doing this and you're so good at it. But I really had to listen to my heart and soul at the end of the day. And that's what I did, and it was huge change for me, which I had to learn to adapt to. But like I have absolutely no regrets at all whatsoever. So like I do loads of coaching. I coach in business, I coach personal development, I coach time management. So like I have a lot of variety, which is what I really like, and I love meeting people. So yeah, it's really, really good.
You have to do what you love, because if there's conflict inside, and you're in a position or running a business that just is sort of almost like an internal fight, you're not delivering, and you're also not happy yourself. You're not content, are you?
No, you're not. You're not in alignment with your true values, and you're holding yourself back, you know. So, and I mean, like people, you know, like I do work for a company as well. Do you know what I mean? So I'm mixing employment with self-employment, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You know, I have a house to maintain, a fabulous 15-year-old daughter that I look after. So it's, you know, I'm not saying to people give up everything and go follow your heart. I'm just saying there are ways to make it work. You know, especially in these tough economical times.
With all your experience and knowledge that you've gained, what would be your top 3 tips to our listeners?
Okay, top 3 tips is to declutter your diary, okay?
Mhm.
As in, look at the roles that you play that are important in your life. You know, if you're a mother, a partner, you know, if you're in business, if you're on committees, if you're the dog walker, you know, just have a look at what it is in your life that you really love doing and try do a bit more of that.
Mhm.
The second thing is always, always, always carve out some time for yourself every day, even if it's only 10 minutes to do a bit of meditation, or if it's to go for a walk, or if it's to, you know, do your Pilates. Okay,
Yeah.
absolutely carve out some time for yourself, you know. And number 3 is don't be afraid to ask for help. Okay, if you're feeling down, or if you're feeling lonely, or if you feel you just need help, you know, sorting your life out, just go ask for help. You don't have to pay for it. There's loads of social media groups that you can ask for help and you will get that help. You know, it doesn't cost money, but just go out and do it, you know. And people fill up their lives with doing things to prevent themselves from feeling things, you know. And if your life is so busy that you don't actually feel anything, it's time to take a look at it and say, look, what can I do to make this a bit better? What am I feeling sad about? What do I want to feel happy about? Where are the improvements that I want to make? But absolutely, as a woman, carve out some time for yourself.
I think that's really important because so many, our days are so busy that we really don't say hi to ourselves. we do we just sort of, we're up, we're dressed, we get everybody ready. Like in my household, you know, lunches, you get up, everybody else gets ready first, then I get ready, then it's lunches, then it's in the car, then it's drop them off at school, then it's into work, then it's home, and we live our lives so much like that. And it is really important to just take some time for yourself to just say hello.
Yeah, yeah. I do, like this work-life blend that I do with clients, I have given this workshop twice in the last 2 weeks, and in both workshops I have made the attendees cry, not intentionally. However, when they fill out this form, they actually see how much it is that they are really doing, you
Yeah.
know, and they realize that they do not take 5 minutes from them for themselves. And I mean, what's that saying about your sense of self-worth and your sense of self-esteem if you are not taking responsibility for even giving yourself 10 minutes a day to do deep breathing, to do meditation, to do a walk, to go outside and look at the stars, to read a book. You know, I mean, it's very, very, very important.
It is, because we lose ourselves. We lose complete touch in with ourselves, don't we?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I really agree with you. Those tips are absolutely spot on. So everybody, I hope you got your notepads out. So declutter your diary and do more of what you love. Make sure that you have you time every day, even if it's just 10 minutes. And, you know, when we have our moments where we're feeling low or don't know what to do next, and just ask people, ask for help. And like Gaye says, there's a lot of, you know, sites now that you can just chat on, and it doesn't cost anything. And you know what? People are going to be willing to help. They're not going to turn around and say, no, go away, or anything like that.
Absolutely. And Helen, if I can just say that if people want to connect or reach out to me, they'll find me on Facebook, okay, just as either Gaye Moore or as Gaye Moore the Potentialist. And I mean, they can private message me and there's absolutely no problem. I'm delighted to connect with people.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that, because it is important to know that we've got people out there who understand firstly where we're coming from, because we've been there, we've travelled the journey and the road ourselves, but that they're not going to turn around or actually not turn around, but just completely ignore you. So that's really important. Thank you for offering that, Gaye.
You're so welcome. Yeah.
So how else can they get in touch with you? Do you have a website?
No, the website is under construction at the moment. However, I'm on Twitter. It's
Hmm.
Gaye Moore, Gayemoore. I'm on Facebook, Gaye Moore, the Potentialist again. It's Gayemoore, and I'm also on Instagram.
Oh,
So that's just
fantastic.
really easy to find me. Yeah.
Brilliant, lovely. Well, thank you so much for taking the time, obviously, to chat with me today. It's been a real pleasure connecting with you. And I know that obviously what you do in your business and the way you work with people is really important. So anybody, whether you're in business or you're not in business, it doesn't matter. Then I think if you give Gaye a call, I'm sure that you will notice change and be able to focus forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks so much, Helen.
Thank you also to my listeners. You can listen to Gaye's interview and all the others on my website, which is www.thehelenwindershow.com. I'll speak to you all very soon. Bye for now.